Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Monster Rancher tutorial style video. So the last one went over the basics of the game, you know, how to get started and everything, and I mentioned a lot of the battling and what that is in relation to, you know, the whole game, and I didn't really show any of it except for the little first part. So this is going to be a tutorial of battling. So now, every monster is going to be a little bit different with what they do, but here's some just general, you know, data we can look at to see what we need to do. So when you get a monster, this is a worm monster. So we can go here, we can go to view, and this is a express worm. This is, the main is worm, and its subclass is mystery, because it has this cool little design on it. And these are always hard to figure out. This though, so this is Monster Rancher 1 DX, and the worm here, this is from Monster Rancher 2. So this is a new addition in Monster Rancher 1 DX, out for Steam and the Nintendo Switch and even iOS right now. So this is a new thing. There's very little data on it. I am currently conducting experiments, seeing what skills he is good at, and what I have found out is that he is a life, power, and skill worm. We have all these stats here. We have our life, which is our HP points, power, how much you can hit, defense, damage you get hit with, skill, how well accuracy you can hit, speed, how well you can dodge, intelligence, another thing just for intelligence-based moves. With this knowledge, we can then go over here and we can see his moves. So he has Pierce, Bite, and Splash. So let's go with Pierce. Let's just deconstruct what this means. So at the top and the color will tell you this is a power move. So orange are power moves and green is intelligence-based moves. So you can already tell that he is going to use a lot of power when he's attacking. Then below it, we have the will stat. So what this means is this is how much will it's going to take away during battle. Will is a lot like PP in Pokemon. It's a lot like mana in other games. It is how much you can spend in the fight. So you see Pierce is a pretty low one. Same with Bite. But then you have Splash, which is a lot more will. Right below it, we have the hit percentage. And they have these little grades next to them. Now these grades go from E all the way up to S, much like the fights themselves. So A is a pretty good tier, and you know, we've all seen the tier list, so this is pretty easy to wrap our heads around. So hit percentage chance is an A tier, I mean, it's gonna hit pretty frequently. Hit tier and bite is B, which again means it's gonna hit pretty frequently. And down here, B, again, it's good. They're all good hit percentages. They're all average range. Then we can see the damage. So Pierce and Bite both have D, so they don't do that much damage. But if we look here, we have Splash, which does a lot of damage. It does a lot of damage, and it needs to do a lot, because it costs almost as much as our will. Below that, you'll sometimes have the take will. This basically means that you can steal will, or not, it's not stealing like a vampire, but you basically take away their will. You lower the amount of will the opponent has. And it's a B tier take will. So these moves are good, especially if you're like thinking game sense wise, getting the hang of it. These can really be done strategically to cripple your opponent. That is that. This is also another screen that tells you win rates, how much money he's won, the results, win, losses, KOs, runaways, hurt, or sickness. I mentioned that briefly in the last one. But the final thing I will mention before going into it is loyalty. So loyalty is really important in fighting because it prevents confusion. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump right into a battle. So how you battle is you go to schedule, we have work, and we have training, two things that will increase our statistics. But then we finally have battle. So right now we are a level E monster. You can see that back in the other screens too that I was just in. This is the baseline level, and to get to the next level, we must win the official cup. So it starts with E, goes all the way to S, and during the middle, you can also take part in these summer cups for all these different ones. There's the King's Cup too, is a special one. And basically those, you can earn CD fragments, or pills, or all these things to help your monster. CD fragments are used for combining monsters. That will be a whole nother video talking about that whole process. But, as you can see, if we win this, we will get to D. So yes, we want to participate, and then we watch the monster's will during battle. So yeah, the monster needs will to act. Don't get KO'd with low will. Holly is putting some straight facts out here. So this is the Grade E Cup. I wouldn't recommend using fast mode for battles, especially if you're controlling the monster. You can let the monsters fight for yourself, but half this game is the fun of fighting these monsters. So, as you'll see, it'll have your monster, the worm, mine, and another monster, the Suzo Barua, and you can look at the data right here, or you can just go right into the battle. I'm just jumping right into the battle. I don't usually look at the statistics that much. You can, but it's not necessary. You could do the game perfectly fine without it. So let's jump right into combat and really dissect everything that's happening. At first, I'll just let some battle play out, and then I'll start explaining what I'm doing. But basically, you have 4 buttons you have to press. Right here, it shows the skills and how they compare. Life is hit points, so he has 74. I have about equal power. Same with defense, equal defense. He does have more skill than me, which means he's going to be able to hit me more often, because I also have such low speed versus his. So we are going to jump right into this with Train. So right off the bat, you have move left and right with the triggers, or whatever buttons those are. Oh, already he's right in it. So you can see they do these different moves, and they are based on how close you are. So what I just did there is called Dispel. It moves you far away, and he is getting very confused during this battle too. Battles are untimed, and now we are going to attack back. We're going to bite. Ooh, we missed the bite, but we have that percentage chance right down at the bottom there. I have a 50% chance to hit that bite. So let's back up a bit and go for the drill. Ooh, a nice thing on the drill. Now you can select these things right here. So there is Splash. Boom. Splash KO'd him. So it's really finding what moves have that special KO at the, or not the KO, but have the percentage amount in the top. And we'll go through this whole tournament just to give more examples of it. But you're looking for percentages and damage. But realistically, percentages are a big part of how you play the battles. So, jumping right into here, facing this dino dog, we can see that it's going to be a pretty fair fight, as much things are, and you usually, when you're fighting these games trying to get the next level, they pretty much are fair fights. You won't find too many non-fair fights, but, so you see I have those 2 boxes in the back. That means I can't hit from out of range. He has a 3rd one, which means he can. So he has will, and different monsters gain will at different times, but let's back up. We have a lot more loyalty than this monster does, and we're going to hit him with the Splash. It has a 94% hit chance. Really good. So, it's not doing it here, but I will use this time to explain it, because we have 40 seconds. So you can see, you can cycle through these moves. They cost different will, and you can see your will in the bottom there, and your opponent's will. He is doing a number on me right now. And that's him getting confused right there, and it ups my percentage to hit, so you don't want that to happen to you. I will also say, which I'm not sure why he's not doing it, but when certain monsters get to a certain low threshold, they go into something called Fury Mode. Fury Mode, it basically activates, and we'll bite him and end this match. Fury Mode activates basically double damage on all moves. It just allows you to hit harder. It's this last-ditch attempt. So now we gotta face Rhaegar. We may have to actually, try to beat Rhaegar because he is undefeated currently. And you can see how the matches go. They kind of line up. So right now we are number 1 at the top. And if you look over at number 4, like top 4, side 1, you can line it up. And that's our first one was against Bayun. And you can see that they always win, X is lost. So right now you can see the 3 with the 1 on both line up, so it's like a double thing. And in the middle would be you versus yourself, so that's never going to happen. So you can really see how well you're doing by looking at your line, or you can see how well they're doing by looking at their line across. And to win, you must have the most victories out of anyone. So if, let's say, Rhaegar lost 2, and I lost him right now, I would still win because I would have won more rounds than him. But let's jump right into this. So yeah, Dispel technique, you can forfeit. It is possible, but I don't see it happen often. So the one issue you have to worry about is if you have low will and you get KO'd, there's a potential to put your monster in the hospital. There is even an option where if you are at low will and you get hit for exponential amounts of damage, so on me at 148, if I got hit for 600 damage, which won't happen very often at all, with low will, it could kill you. So you gotta really be watching your will to your damage and really doing it. So there's many techniques you can do. There's a zoning technique. So let's say if I have something in the 3rd or 4th, I could zone him out to make sure that that's happening. Splash is pretty good, especially waiting till they're confused when you're controlling it is a really good thing to like do. So he's confused now, I have a better chance of hitting, he's down. It's pretty easy, especially if you know what you're doing, and it's gonna take some time. Play around with it, practice it. Now, there will be other monsters that use intelligence moves, and that's a whole nother story, but it works the same, but just like power. But again, it's playing the field, backing up, getting closer, dispelling if you're in a tight situation, looking at their percentages too to make sure if you're gaining will and waiting for your will to recharge, see what has the least likely chance of hitting you and stay in that range on their side. So altogether, it's not that hard to do. It's a fairly easy thing, so that we'll see that we are in rank 1, our money is 100 times 3, our fame will go up slightly, but we get some prize money, and don't worry, I have a lot of prize money right now, but if you win battles, especially with KOs, your fame will increase. So we get this little trophy, you don't really see it ever, and we are back to the farm. What this is, so we're going to do a little bit more really quick into some other mechanics just to cover them, get a good baseline for them. So I'm going to praise monster for this, but you could do 2 things with this. This could praise or not. So let's give him some meat. Meat will make your monsters fat and lazy, but it will increase their life by a week. So right now his style is easy. I've been going easy on him. I'll have to do more harder, chastise him more if he fails, to get it more to an even, because that's a good level to keep loyalty good and everything. But that is really what fighting is in this game. In our schedule, we have all these battles we can do that are D, and you can earn different things. CD fragments and gold, just a random cup, and then this is the next official cup to get to C. So you have a good, 3 months in between. And that is really all that there is for combat. Now, I will have to preface that make sure your monster is well rested before a battle. If it is tired or even very tired and it gets KO'd, it may never wake up, so it may die from that. And you do not want your monster to die, especially early. Just keep a note that monsters only usually live 3 to 4 years, so you want to make sure you're doing everything right and doing all your battles in that time frame. You can always check your monster's age in here. I believe it is, oh no, it was right here at the bottom. 0 years, 9 months. That's what that means. So yeah, and fame, I'm not exactly sure what it does game mechanic wise, but it's a really good mechanic. I like it. I know your monster will get sad if fame goes down, and it will be happy if fame goes up. But that's really the gist of all of it. There's a lot more nuance to it, but again, get the game, play around with it. I will see you guys all on the next one. Please remember to like and subscribe, and if you already subscribed, hit that notification bell in the top right corner. Thank you guys all so much for watching. We will be doing more videos covering everything a Monster Rancher has to offer, including more battle tutorials, some more nuanced ones, and techniques, as well as certain monster types, because we have only seen a worm fight so far, and worm fighting is a little different than any other monster. Again, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all later. Peace out, gamers.